Hi there, it's John Bice with eXp Real Estate and the Florida for Boomers Network here in absolutely beautiful Sarasota, Florida. It's so beautiful here. I'm going to tell you what the temperature is right now. We're in the middle of our winter, and it is, if you can see that, 67 beautiful degrees right now. I hope it's 67 where you are right now. I'm pretty sure it's not if you're watching this video, but I'm here to answer questions for you. The most common questions about living here, living in a 55 plus community, especially. Um, for some reason, I think it's because so many people, when they were kids, visited their grandparents in Florida, still think that Florida is little tiny houses. Everybody lives near the beach, and a house costs $250,000. Okay. So I'm going to try to dispel some of those things for you and answer questions and hopefully have my phone not ring too many times while I'm doing my video. So we're here to answer questions for you, help you make this as seamless as possible about moving to Florida, especially if you're thinking about moving to the Sarasota, Lakewood Ranch area. We're here to do everything for you, answer all your questions, go through the entire selection process with you, filling out the contract with the builder if you're going to do new construction, filming or FaceTiming you while your home is being built, and sitting at the closing table with you, answering all your questions, and then being there for you afterwards as new Floridians. So I want to answer all these questions for you. So I'm going to have to go quick here. This video is going to be an hour and a half long. So 55 plus communities, all of our construction, anything after 2005 is concrete block, the homes. The walls are concrete block. It's mandatory that they either come with storm shutters or impact windows. If you're doing the construction process, new construction process, you can add the impact windows and do away with storm shutters. I'm a Floridian. I was born and raised in a wood frame house in St. Petersburg. I've never owned a storm shutter, ever owned a storm shutter. So, what a storm shutter is for, especially in these communities where you have houses built right next to you, it's to protect from things flying through the air. Okay. So, it's very important on the front and the back of your house. And if you don't have a neighbor on one side, it'd be important there. But that's what those are for, especially your sliding glass doors, your front door. We have an impact garage door on our house that we added. So those are things about construction. So all concrete block, shingle or a tile roof. You're going to find Lakewood Ranch, the Webb has tile roofs, shingle roofs on the Webb Bayview. Webb Bayview, it's located in Parrish, about 15 minutes to the north of Sarasota. You can probably save, I'm going to say $150,000 on a home there as opposed to Lakewood Ranch. Lakewood Ranch in general is just more expensive, but now the Webb community there is completely built out and it's all resales. They are going to have another Webb in Lakewood Ranch. I don't even think they've broken ground yet. This is 2024, but they are going to have another Webb. So new construction, all concrete block, a minimum of a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage with a den. They're not going to have just a 2-2. The Webb used to, but they don't even build those anymore. Even the villas are a 2-bedroom, 2-bath with a den and a 2-car garage. Okay, so you don't have to worry about a 1-car garage. They're not going to have a half a bath in them. 2-2 with a den and a 2-car garage. Minimum. Okay. So HOA fees. What do the HOA fees cost? Every community is different. I'm going to use the one in Lakewood Ranch, Webb, $409 per month. And that goes on, if you're planning on being a slow bird, that goes on when you're not here too. So that's something to consider. but all of your yard work is done. You never have to do one thing on the outside of your house, not cut bushes, edge, mow the grass, anything. If a bush dies, they come and replace it. All you got to do is let them know, boop, they'll come and do it. They even set the sprinkler system for you, which the sprinkler system uses reclaimed water. So it only costs you like $5 a month to water your grass. And again, they set the sprinkler systems for you, so you do not have to worry about that. HOA fee also covers gated security. I've never lived in a gated community here. It's something that some people absolutely positively say they want. I've never lived in one. I don't live in one now. But if that makes you feel safe and secure, then by all means. The Del Webbs here are gated, and they do have security, manned security from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., I believe it is. And it's the push button system after that. They have go to a call center. They call you to let somebody in the gate. So covers that as well. And then use of all their amenities within the community. So they're going to have a full-time activity director that's going to organize clubs and activities, parties, everything within the community. And then if there's not a club that for something you want to do, I always use a dumb example. If you want to be a scuba diving club and there's not a scuba diving club, then you talk to the activity director about it. And if they can get 12 people, I believe it's 12, might be less, but I think it's 12 people, they'll create a club for it and help you organize all of that. It can be people who like to ride bikes, people who like to walk, people who want to do Pilates together, people who want to play poker, whatever it is, they're going to have a club for it if you can get enough people to organize that club. So all the pools, the workout facility, the tennis and pickleball courts, everything is covered in that monthly fee. Some of the communities here locally will have the cable and internet included in their HOA fees. I do not believe that's covered in the Lakewood Ranch Del Webb. It is in the Del Webb in parish, which is called Del Webb Bayview. So that is covered there. Those two communities have a restaurant in the community. So there's a fee for that yearly. They give you a card. You pay for it with $500 on it, and you spend that down. And if you don't use it, you lose it because it's a yearly fee of $500. Del Webb Bayview is $400 right now. I can tell you, I've eaten in both of the restaurants and they're both very good. And it's very convenient if you live there. If you want to go have a sandwich while you're sitting by the pool or grab a cold one and hang out, it's very convenient, very, very nice. So, but there's a fee involved with that. So gated security, use of all the amenities, all of your lawn maintenance is done for you. Okay. And I always, example, I pay $120 a month to have my yard done. I pay $100 a month for us to go to the gym. I don't have gated security. So all of those things you're getting with your HOA fees. Okay. So that's about that. Taxes and CDD fees. You've heard of the CDD fee, maybe. Ranges from $1,200 a year, I believe, up to $1,800 a year. And it's a bond that the builders take out on the land to develop the land, put the sewer systems in, the power lines, put everything in, and it maintains all of these new construction areas, the roads, the signage, the parks, the lakes, everything is maintained with that CDD fee. I think they're all 30-year bonds. There's no reason to try to pay it off because it does not increase the value of your house. Now, it may be appealing to a buyer. Hey, we paid the CDD fee off, but on an appraisal, it's not going to increase the value. So I definitely recommend that you don't pay that off early, like 20 years early. So that's that. If you're planning on being a snowbird, slow bird, you cannot homestead a property here. Homesteading in the state of Florida, the day after you close on that house, you can go down and get your Florida driver's license and a couple other forms. You can take your paperwork down from the closing and go down and homestead the property. And what homesteading does here in the state of Florida is your home is assessed every January. It doesn't mean it's going to go from a $400,000 assessment up to a $500,000 assessment. It is assessed every January, and it can't take your taxes up more than 3% per year. Mine is a perfect example. We bought this house back in 2018, and my taxes have gone up 0.9%. I think every year that we've been here, 0.9%. All right. So I started off in 2019. My taxes were $4,400 a year, and I'm at $4,700 a year now. Okay. So it can only go up by 3% per year. Now it can go down if values, go down. Slow birds, you can't homestead. So that means your taxes can go up by whatever every year. So you have to be aware of that. Okay. That's something to consider. As these property values continue to go up, your taxes can go up with it. They're going to be assessed in January too. Also, we get a trim notice for our taxes in November, and it tells us what our taxes are for that year. And if you pay in November, you get a 4% discount. And then it's 3% in December, 2% in January. So that's how taxes work. CDD is part of that. If you do not live in Florida, you cannot homestead your property, and don't try to do it because it's a big time crime, and they are cracking down on that stuff because we had a lot of people doing that. Somehow along the way, I believe it came from Ohio, that you had to live here 6 months in a day or occupy the home 6 months in one day to be able to homestead. Not the case at all. If you buy a house today, you can go and homestead it tomorrow. It may have homesteading on it when you buy it. And if the sellers did not take the homesteading with them, it stays with the property. Okay. So that first year of taxes, you'll get the discount on it. But if you're not homesteaded the next year, you're going to see a significant increase. Okay. New construction homes. I saw one the other day. The property taxes were $700 for the year because it's on the vacant lot, because in January there wasn't a house on it. So you have to be very aware of that and ask, what could my taxes be on this property? And you should be able to get an answer either from your realtor or from the sales rep at the community to tell you what your property taxes will more than likely be. Okay, so don't look at something that has $1,500 for property taxes on a $700,000 home and think that's going to be the property taxes on new construction homes. You'll be able to tell very close on a resale property what your taxes should be. Okay. So we got that. Visitors. Yes, you can have visitors. Your kids can come as much as they want. Matter of fact, your kids over 18 can live with you in one of these 55 plus communities if you want that. Your grandkids can come and stay with you up to 60 days at a time. I don't think any grandkids are going to stay with you for that amount of time because your kids work and have their lives, and their kids are in soccer and volleyball and all these other things. So they're not going to come and stay for 60 days at a time, but they can. And if they do come, there's going to be times when they can go to the pool. You can't just take them over there and let them loose and go back home. Okay. So there's certain times at the pool area that they can be there, and they have to be supervised. You got to stay with them. Okay. So that's one of those questions. We have in these communities villas, attached homes, and single family homes. There are not condos like 2-story, 3-story, 6-story condos. There are none of those in these communities. Villas, attached, concrete block walls, concrete poured down through the block walls, very sound resistant, and they're very nice. Very, very nice. I already talked somewhat about prices. If you're sending me a question about prices and HOA fees, you got to do a little research. What are the home prices for what home and what community and what area? What size home? Pool home, not pool home? You got to be a little bit more specific about it. What are the HOA fees? What community? Yeah. My HOA fees in my community are $460 a year. Okay. So quite a difference. So you have to let me know about those. Very pet friendly communities. Dogs, it's usually a 2-dog limit. They're not going to let you have aggressive breeds like Dobermans and pit bulls and things like that. And you pit bull lovers, don't send me a message saying pit bulls are friendly. That's all good. I'm a golden retriever guy. So anyway, yes, you can have dogs, you can have cats. I think there's a 2-pet limit in the communities. So you can do that. They have dog parks where you can take your dogs to. They're very, very nice. Gas communities. Yes, they are gas communities. Your cooktop will be gas. Your dryer can be gas, and your water heater or tankless water heater will be gas. Okay, so yes. Pools. People ask about pool homes. Yes, if you're going to live here, that's one thing. If you're going to be a snowbird, think about, again, your HOA fee, and then you have a pool that you're going to pay. Probably I pay $120 a month for the guy to come and test the water, make sure everything's right. So you could be over $500 a month when you're not here with the pool. So that's something to remember. The biggest thing is, what kind of lifestyle do you want? Because people come here and they're so focused on that house, but they're not considering the community that they're going to live in and then what surrounds that community. You know, for some people, I get the question, where's Trader Joe's or Fresh Market or one of those things? That's a 10, 15-minute drive from Lakewood Ranch, maybe, with traffic. But if that's important to you, that's what you need to know. Pretty much everything is within your community, like tennis courts and pickleball courts and things like that. The beach is 12 miles away from Lakewood Ranch. I can tell you, when you retire, you're not going to go to the beach every day. You're not going to play pickleball every day. You're not going to go to the pool every day. So that's something to really think about, what you are going to do with your downtime and how much. Maybe you're going to start a whole new lifestyle and start working out every day. That'd be awesome, or walking every day or doing whatever. But think about those things in your particular community, what you're looking for. Obviously, the clubhouses, they're 20,000 plus square feet. So lots of things going on over there, lots of activities on the calendar. So you have all of that. So I had 2 pages of notes here, and I think I've covered it all. If I missed something that's important to you about living in a 55 plus community, remember, it's not what 55 plus used to be. 55 plus used to be in Florida where old people's parents lived, right? And the houses were $250,000. Okay. These are amenity rich, newer construction or new construction homes. And a villa is going to be 450 plus. So you can kind of put that together, where the single family home is going to start, probably 600,000. Okay. So you got to know, are you going to keep your home up there, wherever there is, or are you going to sell it and move here? Or are you going to try to have some place in both places? I can tell you again, your kids and grandkids aren't going to come down here all the time. They have to stop their life and come down here to visit you. If you build this huge house, they're not going to come all the time. They've got a life. Their kids are in soccer and volleyball and all that stuff. They're not going to come down here a lot. They're going to come down here and visit you. I'll tell you what you are going to have. Everybody you've known from first grade forward is going to call you. Hey, I heard you moved to Florida. So my big advice is, don't make the guest room too comfortable, because they'll stay. Good advice. So, dry humor here. If I can answer any other questions for you, please feel free to reach out to me. Let me know. We are here to take the stress, confusion out of this whole process and make it as easy as possible for you to become a Floridian. Okay. I'm here for you. My whole team will help you every step of the way, from picking out the lot, helping you with find the model that you want, in the community that you want, the upgrades that you want, filling out the contract with that sales rep at the new construction community. Remember, the sales rep works for the builder. They're lovely people, very nice, but they work for the builder and they want you to spend a lot of money. Okay. I'm here to help you find what you want in the price range that you want. Okay. So hope that wasn't too long. Hope I gave you some answers to some things. Those are the questions I get over and over and over. So, yeah. Anyway, I hope to talk to you soon. God bless, and call me anytime. Okay. Thanks. Bye-bye.